Hello, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at the Cyberman heads that we've been making, 3D prints without the handlebars, because I'm going to show you how I'm going about making these clear handles on the helmets. Now you might pick up a trick on the way, so stay tuned. Let's get going. So as you can see to the left here, we have a stash of handles that I was practicing on last night, and most of them are failures, to be honest. But anyway, to get started, what you're going to need is a acrylic rod. This is 2mm thick, and you pick this up on eBay. It's quite expensive actually. I'm not going to say it's inexpensive because it is quite expensive. And you're also going to need some little snippers and potentially a heat gun for heating up your acrylic. Alternatively, you could put it in the oven, but the heat gun works best as you have to be quite fast moving with this. Anyhow, I'm now going to show you something I've made which helps me get a nice shape. Now it's as simple as this really. I found this bit of plastic which is the perfect diameter here for the ears. So I just found this laying around, maybe you could do the same. I made this out of wood. This is just like a little jig or a shape, a former, and I just put this like that, and then I drew around the wood, and then I just slowly engraved it or chipped at it, get it out on a bit of a grinder and a Dremel, and that's the sort of shape we want to be creating. I'm holding the wrong one, I'm sorry. This is the one. I thought that was a bit too big, but this is the one. That is the correct shape. Now this was the first one I made, and as you can see, yes, it's way too big and they just didn't fit. Whereas this one, this has the perfect diameter there. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up this piece of rod, and then we're going to put it along here and then force it in like that. And let's see how we do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rod that I used yesterday, and I'm going to now reheat it so that I can reuse it. Now if you are starting out on these, you obviously have your long piece of rod, and you'll want to heat the end of that, which I will show you in a moment after I've done this one. And as you can see, as you heat it up, the rod will want to go back to its original form, which is a straight piece. So once it's nice and hot, you want to turn your heat gun up, drop it down as closely as possible to the piece you're going to be using as a mould, and wedge it in between like that. Leave it for about 5 seconds because it cools that quick, and then we just want to remove that and take that off, and then we have a nice handlebar. So this time we're going to use the rod. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly from when I did my last one, but basically we're going to now heat up the end of the rod until it goes like rubber. My little wooden jig has moved, which is going to slow me down, because believe me, this acrylic does go back to its rigid form very quickly. So anyway, this is nice and hot. You see it's wobbling and going everywhere. So 3, 2, 1, we're going to put that straight down. We're going to move our jig, put that down in front, and then shove that in like that. And you probably didn't see it because I did it at the wrong angle, but there we go, the plastic is in place. I'm going to blow it to cool it off a little bit, and then once it's cooled down enough, just remove plastic here, and then remove that, and we're left with quite possibly a perfect handle again. So now we've got our 2 clear handle pieces, and they'll need a little bit of trimming, which I've already done, and then they're ready to go into your head. Cyber head. And bearing in mind the wheel in Space Cybermen, they had slightly wider ear handles, if that's what you're going to call them, or handles, than the tomb. So you might want to do them maybe like this. And you want to put a little bit of glue inside there just to hold them securely. But there we go. There is the wheel in Space Cyberman with his clear handles. They are a little bit thicker than what I'd want them to be, so there's a little bit of comparison on the actual 3D printed model. But I think that is a minor sacrifice for the lovely clear look, which is of course accurate to the episode. Now, once you've done this, you want to just remove them before you do glue them, and don't forget to paint him. And just like that, we've painted the wheel in Space head, and we're now going to glue the handle pieces into place. Now all I'm going to do is just put a little tiny blob at the end like this, and then find the distance that you want to put it. So yeah, and then I'm going to do the same for the other one. And I'm going to carefully put it where I want it. Just push it down a bit as we get that in. There we go. And I'm happy with that. There we go. And do excuse my dirty hands, obviously arts and crafts, it's just paint, it's not dirt, just yeah, you know what it's like if you do the same kind of things. But yeah, there's the wheel of the Space head. Obviously now you just got to take a paintbrush and a bit of black paint to paint the eyes and the mouth, and your head is ready to go on a cyber body. Obviously it's the same job for the tomb head, and for these ones I've obviously done a video on those, just showing how I paint those up. But yeah, I hope you like this video, I hope it's helpful. Next up I'm going to definitely paint the pterodactyl head, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to try and post more regularly, so yeah, just subscribe, comment, like, and I'll get back to you guys. See you later.